Ciao Bella, welcome to Belluncinetto. I'm Christina and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. I have, let's see, can I turn you the right direction? Yeah. I have these bins here and we are going to try to organize some of the mess that my cat made. So, one of the things that I realized when he got in here and made this Yarnvalanche is that I have things crammed a little too full. So one of the reasons he was able to make the mess is because he was able to just grab on and everything came tumbling down. So I thought I need to do a little bit of organization. However, I don't have the space in here for like another cabinet or to organize anything else necessarily. So I have these that I have outside. So there's a shelf outside of this room and it has various things on it. But it had these bins, and in these bins were other things. And I was like, can I consolidate? Can I get rid of whatever, whatever, whatever? So I was able to do that. And so I have 4 of these. And I thought, okay, let me see what yarn I can maneuver, right? Which means that now my yarn stash will be moving outside of this room. Up until this point, since I moved here, my yarn has been in this room. Unless I take it out to do something for a specific project, I don't have yarn stashed anywhere else but this room. There's a lot of yarn in this room because I have 4 cabinets plus cart. And then another container over here, this one down here. This one doesn't really have a lot of yarn in it. It does have some. I'm not gonna lie, it does have some, but it doesn't have a lot of yarn in it. But I have 2 sets of calyx shelves, a big brown cabinet, and then my cotton cabinet, which I can't necessarily call this my cotton cabinet anymore because not all of my cotton is in here. Now, this is only cotton, but not all of my cotton is in there. So, because I do have some cotton up there in the calyx shelves just because they're big cakes and they won't all fit in this space. But this brown cabinet was the issue. I leave it open. Let me see. I'm going to turn you. Just be mindful that you're going to be moving. So this brown cabinet, right? I leave it open because I don't want the air in there to get stagnant. But because I leave it open, he was able to get in there and pull pretty much everything out of the middle. And I just like quickly stuffed it back in there, but now it's a wreck in there. So I need to pull things out and move things around. So I thought you guys could do that with me. All right. So moving you again. Now I have to come up with a thought because I could do a couple of things. The bottom of that brown shelf has a lot of like Super Saver, what was the Michaels Craft Smart? Craft Smart. And some other things like that. It has a lot of that down there in the bottom. I could take those out, put them in these bins because I don't really use them a lot. I could put them in there and then put the big cakes. So I have, that was one of the things that just got crammed in there to get it back out of the way really quickly. So I have several of these and then like some Karen big cakes and they could easily fit under there. I don't want to necessarily, here it goes. I don't necessarily want to put them in these bins just because they take up a lot of space. Like I put in those and that's the, I could fit just a couple in there where I could fit a lot more smaller skeins in here. I think might be better. But then again, a lot of the Super Saver and things that I have in there are like Super Saver Jumbo. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. So I thought you guys could sit with me while I think and plan and organize. Because I also have, like, the cotton sprout speckles. I could put a bunch of that stuff in one of these bins. And right now I only have the 4. So I have space to put things, but I thought it might be a little better if I don't know, organize it a little differently. So I'm going to turn you around so that we can, like, look at the mess together. And we can, I don't know, organize it, I guess. All right, so we're going to move again. Okay, and I'm going to point you down just a little so you can kind of see. Right, so I'm not really worried about the top shelf so much. It's this middle shelf and then down here. See all of this over here? Some of it fell out of there. I literally just crammed everything back in just to get it in there quickly. So, I don't know, you guys. Because I had stuff, like there was stuff in this bag. Let me pull you back up. There. There was stuff in this wicker bag that I had that I want to make a shawl with. This Vireo, right? I have this. Part of me wants to just go ahead and put it in a project bag because I know I want to use it for something. But then I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Sit here and be indecisive on camera. That was really the plan. Because ultimately, when I first got this brown shelf, what I wanted to do was in the middle, it's a big space. Like, this was an entertainment center. And so what I wanted to do was get, like, the wire cubes, but they're too big. They won't fit, like, 2 cubes, so there would be 4 cubes in there. And I guess maybe in some ways that's better because there's actually way more than 4 cubes worth of yarn in there. But I don't know. I don't know how I want to play it. There's bins and baskets and all kinds of stuff in there. So I don't know. I guess we'll start moving things around, and then as we come across things, there's one more that goes with that. There's a brown that goes with that. Let me grab it. I just don't have the space. I'm not using the yarn fast enough, you guys. But that's kind of the way it goes, right? In that you have more yarn than you have space. So I just put the Vireo and the cotton sprout speckles. Actually, I can take this out. I was putting the Magic Land yarn in there, but it still smells like butter. Well, she actually messaged me, or not messaged me, but she commented on my video, and she was like, it's not supposed to have a scent. And I was like, it smells like popcorn. And I haven't touched it all summer. It still smells like popcorn. I don't know why. But it does. It still smells like popcorn. Alright, so first cube done. It has all of the cotton sprout speckles and then the Vireo yarn in there. So that one's done. See, it just goes by so fast. I thought I had 5 cubes. I was sitting there looking because I told you I had 4 of these, right? And I was like, I could have sworn there were 5. There were 5. The other one is down here. It has my, nope, the word's gone. Project bags. It has my project bags in it. That's what it has in it. Alright, let's see how this works with these cakes in here, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this is just crazy cuckoo bananas and I don't need to be doing this, but I don't want him to think that yarn is a toy. right? Lots of things are toys. He has toys. Yarn is not it. So he needs to know early on that yarn is not it. And turn you. It's just hard for you guys to see. Move this out of the way. That yarn that I just pulled off on that little orange thing. Little orange thing was a gift from Antoinette over at Hook and Stitch and Island Style. But the yarn that was in there was yarn that Sam sent me. It's Temu yarn. And I had it in there because when I opened it, it had a really strong odor to me. And she didn't do anything to the yarn, right? It was just the way that she got it from Temu and she sent it straight to me. But, see, there's not a lot that fits in there when I do that. I mean, I literally, there's like, that's it. I don't know. But I didn't want to put it with the rest of my yarn because I didn't want it to smell. I didn't want the rest of the yarn to get that smell. Because just opening that yarn gave me a migraine. And that's not saying anything about Sam, right? I'm just saying that it gave me a migraine. So, yeah, see, that's not gonna... I don't know. It just doesn't feel like... I mean, it got it out of there, but I feel like I could put more smaller packs of yarn in here and then put the bigger packs in there. See, this is why I don't organize things on my own, because I'm second and triple and quadruple guessing myself. Try not to stack it where it's in front of the camera, because I could and that would just be blocking you. That wouldn't be helpful, would it? Okay, put this on the floor. Because I have other yarns in here that I could pull out and then, yeah, I just shoved all of it back in here. Because, I mean, he had even the bins. Oh, you can't see. He had even the bins out. They were all over the floor. It was a nightmare. It really was. Absolute nightmare. This cat. So, I hope that you guys have had a good week. I'm recording this on Sunday, but you're going to see it on Friday. Hope that your week has been good to you. I hope that you have had a productive time, a happy time, whatever you need it to be. There we go. And then. Oh, I knew I had more of this. I used this is really, really bright green. A friend of mine had a baby and she wanted like the Grogu / Baby Yoda things, and so I had made her some, and I knew I had more of this yarn somewhere. Okay. I'm going to just put this down in here because it will fit in there. Like that. And this. Look, See, I got so much more yarn in that cube by taking those big cakes out. But then now I can put the big cakes in there. I know I got all this over here too. So much stuff, friends, so much stuff. But I have, there's stuff over here, which is why like this door won't open all the way. Because there's a bin. I mean, I could push it and make it, but there's a bin of stuff over there. So now it's just how do I want to organize all of that? Right? How do I want to do that? And this is a good problem to have, don't get me wrong. Having all of this yarn. Let me see if I can shift some of this and open a little better for you. So you can see. Can you see a little better without me standing in the way? Sorry. I don't normally do videos like this, so I'm trying to... There's so many big cakes in here. I have, what I've used 2 bins so far, yeah. So I still have 2 bins left to use. But I even have like, you still can't see all the way in that cabinet. There's not a way, I can't move. I want to move it to where you can see in the cabinet, but I have Momenti in here, I have some other cakes in here, and it's just trying to find a place to put all of that. Part of me wants to leave that there because they're in a bag, and they're more stable than some of these big cakes. You can put that on the side. That doesn't go there. That goes over here. That goes here. No! There's this yarn. I need to do something with this yarn soon. It's been caked up for a while, and I was going to use it for the Asteria doily. That was one of my thoughts, but there's so many fast color breaks that I thought it would take away from the doily a little bit. So we're actually going to put that over here for right now with all of that other stuff. The other thing I'm thinking is, like, if I take these out and put the yarn that I have like over here, all of this, because it's in bags and things, and if I put it in there I can stack it nice and neat, but then all of these totes of yarn could go there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Because am I organizing, or am I just stuffing things in places? Am I just making a mess, or am I actually doing something productive? I don't know. Bags on the floor. Need to go in the project bag bin. Cotton yarn. The fill out needs to go back in the cotton container. Okay. Well, that's something off the floor at least. And I have all of these. And a lot of this is yarn that Kay sent me when all the clearance was going on at Joann's, when they were going out of business. So I have lots and lots of these because my goal was baby blankets with these. That was my thought. Right, that was my thought. There's more down here, you guys. Just can't see it all. I'm trying to get to it. But if you have any shelving suggestions, that would be great too. I'd love to take your ideas. Because, I mean, I'm just stacking this in here, but I can already see that if he jumps back up in here, right, it's all just gonna fall right back down. So, is this being productive, or is this just waiting for the next Yarnvalanche to happen, right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to cause one myself if I'm not careful. Right? But that's progress. Yeah? I don't know. I could decide to turn the camera off and change it and hate all of it. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Put my microphone back there so I don't. I'm really teetering the line of this camera falling off the desk. So I'm trying to show you, but I'm also trying to not cause more problems for myself. Okay. So, I have this dotty that I got. And that needs to go, let's see, this one here. You guys, he caused such a ruckus. Okay. Well, there's that off the floor. Okay. What's next, you guys? Because that was my third bin. That was it. I mean, I could probably put this. I got this from a sale from Antoinette at Hook and Stitch and Island Style. It's Karen's Simply Soft Light. I just really love the color. So I want to make something for myself out of that color. I really like it. So there's that one. 2, 3. I have one more bin, you guys. Let's see. One more. And then maybe some of this yarn. So I have, this was a big knitting network thing that I got. Sam was like, hey, they're having a big sale. And I was like, oh, thanks so much for letting me know that. That means the absolute world that you think about me, friend. And then I end up with even more yarn, which is fine. Like, I'm not mad at her for it. I'm not saying that in like a negative way. I'm just saying that that's what I ended up with. Right, I have to get down on the floor. Oh, maybe I should have done that all along so you could actually see my face. I don't know. problem with these bags is they're not like super container friendly, because I don't know if you remember, if you were here and you saw this box, it was smashed to absolute pieces. Most of my Knitting Network boxes are. So like, I wasn't even sure if I got all my yarn with this, because the yarn was just absolutely destroyed. See, and this is where, with these bags, it might be better to take them out. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Just trying to organize it a little bit, because I definitely don't want this stuff sitting out. Especially not in this room where I can like close the door, because the little hooligan that I adopted, the cat, will think that it's fair game, and I don't want him, because I know that because I've been working on that Nightmare Before Christmas amigurumi, and he actually, I had it in my room on my bed in the box, and I went to sleep, and he decided that he was going to get into the box and get the pieces out and play with them. So I decided that I needed to, that's kind of was the basis for the decision of like, okay, we need to do something with this, because that's not cool, man. And like I said in another video, he's a baby, he'll learn, but he needs to learn, so I need to work with him on that. And one of the ways that I do that is having it out, but not accessible. So he can see it, but he can't do anything with it. If that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Okay. So now, that was my, felt like my knee popped, but that's just the tile. That was my knee on the tile floor. It's a funny sound. I can put more yarn in here. So I can put this in there. Trying to make sure I put all of the colorways together so that it all stays together. I think it'll do just fine in here. Alright, that was the last one, you guys. I mean, I made a pretty good dent, I guess. But it also showed me that there's yarn that I need to put up in other places. So this is the last one. It's got the Athena yarn in here, and then some of the baby DK, and then another baby yarn for blankets. So that's bin number 4. And I got rid of some trash. Recycling. But now, right, I took out this Malabrigo, right, and it goes up there. I can see my other Malabrigo, and then I have this that I took out for something, and oh, that's really blowing it out. But it goes here, and I need to put it away, and that will get it off my floor. There we go. Oh, I also have Malabrigo here. I guess I can put it there. Will it fit? Yeah. Yes, okay. Did I pick that up? And I bought this to make a cowl, I think. It wasn't a top. I think it was a cowl. And I just haven't made it yet. One thing at a time, I guess. Right? There we go. And now, you guys, I have a floor again, sort of. And that looks kind of okay in there. I mean, it's not great. But this I used to have on the back of my chair before I made the other thing. This I got from Natalie's closet in an auction that she made. And it was beautiful on the back of my chair. But I keep it there right now. So it kind of keeps that open a little. That's just yarn that goes down there. Close that. Oh. So I try to keep at least one door open so that I have something to keep airflow, because it's a lot of yarn, and if I have to keep the door closed, I didn't have it closed when I had Nero because Nero wouldn't come in here, and then when we didn't have a cat for a little while, right, I also didn't have it closed. But now with this cat, he's really getting into things, so I feel like I probably should have it closed. And this is just another project bag. This was from Agrigento, which is where they have the Valley of the Temples in Sicily. And this was that Timu yarn I was telling you guys about. It doesn't really smell now. It's been sitting for quite a while. But I keep it there just because I was airing it out. Because I can't. Again, nothing on anything that Sam did or didn't do. But I have a very sensitive nose, and that was a lot for my nose, and I didn't want it to get on any of the rest of the yarn. Okay. You can't see me, but I'm trying to move a couple of other things so that I get them off the floor. And pick up some of this plastic that he has inevitably been playing with. Okay. So, let me come back, and I'm going to turn the camera again, you all, just so that you can see me again. And I do have a couple of cubes. I have one, you can't really see, all the way down there at the bottom, right there, that bottom one. It had the yarn, so I'm going to move you right here where you can see me. Okay. It had the yarn that I'm using for the fairy dust blanket in it. And one thing that I've noticed is that it's not taking me as much yarn as I thought it would to do the fairy dust with some of the colors. Now with the black, it's going to take a lot. With the rainbow, it's going to take a lot. But the other sections didn't take as much yarn as I thought. I still have quite a bit of a lot of the yarns left. So I want to put things in that cabinet, but I also know that because over here I have yarn for the rest of the fairy dust out. So that yarn was in there, and that's like for the top part of the fairy dust. So I have it out so I can use it, and it's there when I need it, and I know where it is. I don't have to go hunt to find it. And then in the box that was on the floor that was blocking the cabinet is more yarn that Kay sent me. It's the black yarn specifically. There's other stuff in there too, but mainly the black yarn. Because I'm going to need more of that because I'm going to do the border in the black as well. So, and it's an envelope border. I want to put the yarn, I want to put yarn in there, but I also know that I'm going to have yarn left over. And my scrap bin is very full. It's very full. So I need to, I don't know, clone a person so I can use more yarn. Yes, I don't know. But I did get my 4 totes. So thank you for sitting with me while I did that. Thank you for putting any ideas that you have in the comments for how to do those, especially the center part of that brown shelf. Um, I would really love to know your thoughts on that. Because, I mean, that's a quick fix. I just stack stuff in there to get it off the floor. Um, I could, like I said, completely rearrange. Um, I could, the top and the bottom. The bottom shelf, though, has like multiple, the bottom cabinet has multiple like small shelves. That's why I was thinking the cakes might slide in there nicely. But then I'd have all those skeins of like Super Saver and Craft Smart and stuff that I wouldn't have a place to put anywhere. So again, I'm just trying to think about all of that. And I don't know. I'm looking at this cart over here like what can I do with this stuff on this cart? Nothing, because I don't have anywhere to put it. But I'm thinking about it, guys. I don't know. Um, because I want to be able to leave this door open. I want there to be airflow. Um, but I can't have him cause another mess like that. Not that he won't. I mean, he's a cat. He's curious. But as much as I can prevent it, I want to try to. So the better I can organize it and it not be where it's going to just all fall out if he touches one thing. Because I know that scared him. I know it did. Because he's skittish anyway. I can say boo and he runs. It's kind of funny, but um, I don't know. So many plans, not enough time. But like I said, thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for any thoughts that you put in the comments. Yeah. So, is there anything else that I need to share with you today? No? All right. Well, until I see you guys again, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao, Bella!